I just bought myself a chainsaw. So here we go, a chainsaw. I've not owned one before, and you know, I fancied cutting a bit of wood for the old fire, so I picked this up dirt cheap, advertised on eBay as for parts only, non-runner apparently. So I just thought I'd make a video of fixing it up. Looks alright, doesn't it? It's a Qualcast psc46z or Z, made in China. Quality bit of kit. Right, so first impressions, looks good. The chain, it's got an Oregon one, so apparently they're quite good. My limited research on the matter. It's quite sharp, you know, it's not no rust or anything. It looks like it's been looked after, you know. It doesn't look like it's had that much use, to be honest with you. The primer is still soft, no cracks in it. Well, that can cause issues where you can't get them to prime properly. What else I looked at? Not so clear. I've checked. I should make sure I can still see you. Yeah. So this is for the chain oil, and there is some in there, which is good. And fuel, there is 0 in there, bit of crud. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is to see if we've got any spark, I guess. What have we got in there? On, off, choke, pull start. Still see, yeah, good. So this checker still see me. Presume. Let's cover them. Let's have a look to see if there's any spark. There you go. So let's get a little bit closer. So what we're looking at here is the air filter top. Yeah. Presume it's going to come apart like that. Yeah. And then spark plug. It's very clean under here, so you can see. There's nothing inside the fins. Now that is a very clean spark plug. Oh, it's very new. Still see ya. Yeah, look at that. It looks brand new. Okay, let's get it looks like a tiny spark plug. I'm not sure what one that size. Maybe this. No. I haven't got a spark plug spanner that size. I know I definitely haven't got a. So don't watch me doing this. The bad old adjustable. Don't judge me. It's actually pretty loose as well. Okay. Okay. So that is. Any closer than that? How close can I get? Yeah, that is a very clean. I'd go as far as saying that is not even. No carbon in there at all. I don't think that's even run. Let's check. Let's check for spark on here. I'm curious. I'm always a bit I mean, why is that a brand new spark plug? I mean, why do I want to sell it? I don't know. Do they have running issues on this? Let's see if we've got spark on here. I'll hold it when it comes on. So it's on. And I'll make sure I can still see. You can still see. Let's have a look here. I'll give it a yank. See nothing. Oh no. There's spark there. I don't know if you can, it's not a massive spark, but there's a spark. I'm not sure how big the spark should be on these things. I would expect something a bit more blue. There is a spark there though, so I would have thought on these sort of ignition systems you either have a spark or not. So I'm just curious. I mean, why a brand new spark? I don't know. Well, I could squirt some fuel in there, so it runs. I mean, it looks very clean. I mean, I don't think. Strange they've got a brand new spark plug. This has just been used once, and then who knows? Unless there's a fuel blockage or something, I don't know. Let's have a better look inside the tank. Let's see over here, and I'll get a torch in there. Okay. Interesting, isn't it? Actually, you probably can't see much here at all, really, can you? But I'm just looking inside the tank. Okay, there's a feed. There's 2 pipes, and you can see something on the. I can see the end of a pipe in there, and I can see a bit of a pipe on the floor of the bottom of the tank. Almost like it should. I'll see if I can get a close up. 1 sec. See if I can get you off here and show you. It almost looks like there should be a pipe attached as a feed that's fallen off. Will you focus? Probably not. No, you probably can't see it. Or you just might see the end in there, maybe. No. No. Basically, inside there, I might be wrong. There's like an inlet and outlet, or maybe both inlet. I don't know. Reserve, probably not. Probably some sort of, or maybe one's for priming, possibly. But there's a bit of a pipe just on the floor like that. Looks like it should be on one of those 2, you know? It looks like a fitting in there. Let's see if I can... so I can grab that. I'll get this back in here. Come on, you bugger! That bit there. Okay. Right, I want to see if I can poke something down in there to see if that pipe moves, or unless I'm completely wrong. Because what I'm thinking is that maybe, with a long screwdriver, maybe it was having problems starting, and they thought. Sorry, I'm trying to find. I really should have screwdrivers at the ready, shouldn't I? Etc. I need a pick on that. I'm using a screwdriver. Maybe they thought. Maybe they couldn't start it. Maybe it was they couldn't prime it. Maybe they there's hard start. It wouldn't. They thought it was a spark plug, so they changed the spark plug. It still wouldn't start. Maybe the fact is that there's no fuel getting from the tank to prime. Okay. I can't even get down there. That might be a case of disconnect the tank somehow. Oh yeah, that moved very easily. Yeah, I'd say that probably should. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the cause of why this is not running. I'm going to fiddle around in there and see if I can get that bad boy out, and I'll come back to you. And there we go. So that was what was there we go. That was what was floating around in the tank. Okay, this looks like the big end should be attached, okay, to the inlet, whatever it is, and the rest of it sort of curls around, floating around in the tank wherever the fuel is. Okay, that was not connected, that was just floating around in the tank. Okay, so I don't think it was getting any fuel, basically. The next task is working out how to get that bad boy back on the inside of there. Wish me luck! Okay, so I've just had a little bit of experimentation just to work out what does what. And I'm working out, there's two, inside the fuel tank, there's two inlets. Okay, on the right is directly from here. It's a suck in, suck, and obviously that primes, fills it up and squirts into the float bowl. Okay, the other one is the feed, which is, I presume, is vacuum from the engine, and that is where this had fallen off. So what's probably happening, you could probably put it on its side like that, with the inlets, because they're both just here. On its side, you prime, okay, then you'd start it, it would start, okay, but once it tried to refill the car with fuel, especially when it's up this way, and then it's there, if the fuel's lower than there, which it generally probably is, then it would cut out. So I imagine what was happening is they were starting, running until the fuel float bowl emptied because it wasn't getting refill because this wasn't there, and then cutting out. Okay, so that's it. So my next task is, if I can get to the back of the tank somehow, I can pull where this goes. I don't think I can get it in there basically, and I can reconnect this. Okay, and hopefully that will fix the problem. Cool. So I've got my trusty Torx key set. So we recently got from a well-known bargain brand store that sells food and stuff in the centre aisle, put it that way. And I found, I've just taken apart my Dyson, and these are very handy. These are great little things. These T-handles, no, 5 of these worth, bargain. I'll use my other tool. What's it called? My Dremel, my impact driver, much quicker than this, but let's use this for the time being. Actually, we're going to need that to come on off there. That come off that we're supposed to take. This is going to get in the way as well though, isn't it? So let's take this off first. That's a bigger Torx, of course. Yep. Bit tighter. There we go. I'm always worried about these cheaper tools, of the quality of the plastics used, and you know what will break in disassembly. You know, but this seems not too bad so far. When I was taking apart my My Dyson only on. It just seems so fragile. That's cool. Oopsie. 2 different size screws there. Is it alright? You still see me very well? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Okay, so that one needs to come off as well eventually. Yeah. Ooh, there you come. Bit early. Okay, this one here. 1, 2. This one here. Hopefully this gives us access to the tank. One down there. Yeah, hidden one. A bit oily now. Okay. I should probably use my little magnetic thing. I can't tell where that is. We're coming up. One in there as well. Another hidden one. That's not coming off. Roll it down. It's all connected there as well. So we've got 3 there. This top bit should come off, I believe, separately. Which it should do. There we are. Put that to one side. You can see the mechanism. There it works. Yeah. Okay. It's like a giant jigsaw puzzle. If only I had some really long pliers so that I could squeeze it on the end there. But I don't. Hence why I'm taking the bugger apart. I'd like to get this bit off here. See the top of the tank there? There's a spring there. Yeah, it's a spring mount. It looks like it's held in there, but then this has got to come out the way first, this top bit here. So let's move that out of the way somehow. Let's just get that right away out of there. So remember where these bits go. That looks like it's the that's the wire that kills the coil. Can't be that difficult, surely. What, you've got to take off the flywheel to get to that screw. Let's have a look at that screw so we can get an angle on it. Smaller one. Just about get in there. It's far from ideal, but there we go, we're out. Out you come. Okay, tiny one. Now, excuse me for putting the camera. It's hard to see what's on it because there's quite a lot of oily. Maybe that spring will pop out sideways. Maybe it's not too much tension. It's a big old screw. Yeah. Give me a little time to figure this out. Okay, I'm just putting the last of this back together again, because I realised that I'm not going to get through it from going that way. Okay, I'm either going to have to get to it from the top of the tank, it's like under the carb, or I'm going to have to get it in there somehow through this filler here. So I've on and off a few times because the trigger felt a bit naff, but it's okay now. Make sure all these are tightened up properly. Actually, not too crazy tight. That's better. And let's put this last one's on here as well. The eye filters back on. Yes, fiddly little bugger. I wish I had some of Musty One's long pliers. I'm sure he makes them himself, so I'll be able to get in down there, push it on. Because it only take that, you know, it's just like a little pipe inside. You know, it'd just be like just a case of pushing that on the end, and that is it. Maybe I will just do that, but I'll have to make a tool, I believe. I don't think I've got any long ones. What to use? But obviously, if I start taking apart the carb, there might be sort of single-use gaskets in there, etc. And I don't want to be spending any money on this thing. It cost me the grand total of £16 British, and probably the same again in fuel to go and get it. So we are back together, and I'll have a little quick look, because you can actually see down there the top of the tank. It's covered in crap, but I can see down here the top of the tank. There's a little, I can tell because it's like an orange bung, which obviously squeezed in the top of the tank. Yes, still going to take further investigation. It's a choke, isn't it? Okay. Again, I shall have a look at it again. Haha. Okay, so I reckon my best bet is to remove the carb and then get to basically a bung which I can pulley just pop out of the top of the tank, reattach the hose, then push it back in again. That's what I'm thinking. So let's go that route, I think. Let's get some of these. Let's have a look here. There's two there. There could be just those two holding it on. One. Can be fun to not drop down there. Another one there. My head's getting in the way. Hopefully these have just got like paper gaskets now in good condition. They might have been, might not have any gaskets at all. You know, some of these plastic ones don't. Okay. It's a long screw. It's going all the way through the carb. Whoa, very long. Blimey. What's like that thing? This is right. If we got the carb off, might as well make sure it's clean anyway, I suppose. That's one long screw. One down. One more. I don't think this has been run for a long time because it's actually got no fuel in it at all. Can't smell any fuel, you know. So it's all evaporated. Okay, so two screws holding the carb on, it seems. There you come. It's actually good they're quite long because that means I won't drop the screws anywhere. You still see me? Just about see me, can't you? Let's probably get some light on this. Right, two screws. Right. Let's get a bit of light in here just in case I don't drop anything. Oh god. So much plastic. These two screws undone. How's your angle? Can you see me okay? Probably got me. Oh, look at my big fat head, aren't you? I'm trying to work out how this carb comes off. No, there's an inlet. So what have I unscrewed? I've unscrewed. Yeah, the whole carb is moving. The whole carb's coming off. Something's keeping it on here. Or is it just clipped in? Yep. Clip. Clip. And we're moving. Should get that sort of head out of there. You see me still? Yeah. Blinding, of course. Oh, there we go. So that's that. What's that off? It's more of the airbox, isn't it? A tiny little carb. Tiny little thing. It's crazy tiny. Look at it. Does this thing even have a float bowl? crazy small. So you can see that this is when you prime it, sucks up from the tank into, I don't know, tiny little float ball there. Whew. Don't know, piddly little thing, piddly. Okay, so let's have a look at this. I can't give you more of a bird's eye view. Shoot you from the other side maybe. So then I'll be out of the way. Let's do that. Right, so you join me from the other side. Now I won't get in front of the camera. Okay, well, actually I'm glad I'm taking photos of this because this little bugger is tiny little things got to get out of the way. So we got throttle cable is off. That was in the second position, if I remember rightly. So get out of the way. We've got choke, which I can sort of pop off. Choke's off. We got so I'll leave that on there. That little bit of there is a paper gasket on there. I should take off the priming. No, not. It's a bit stiff on there. Take off the priming pipe if I can. This is pretty clean, looks like in here. There's a priming pipe off to there. And next up we got some sort of vacuum hose at the top. And then finally big, isn't it? There it comes, coming off. That is, well, I'm taking it off now. That is, yeah, the feed to the carb. So, it's a piddler. Look at the size of that. I'll bring it around to your side. That is the. I know this thing's only 40 something cc, but this is the tiniest carb I've ever seen. What a piddler. So, is there any sort of adjustments on this? Idle. That's a very crude idle there. See that? That's the idle for there. These could be blocked up there. It could be like, yeah, high and low. Yeah, there's adjustments for the high end and the low end rev range. There's an H on that side and L there. It looks like there's some bungs in there. There's probably screws under there, but they're covered up so you can't play with them. I probably won't play with it anyway. And I don't know, is there a tiny float? No, it's not a float pod, is there? There's no float reservoir. Anyway, back to what we're doing. So, I need to get access still. It's a bit dark, isn't it, in here? I need to get access to... You see the focus? I need to get access to the top of the tank. So, looking down in here, oh, got a gasket here. Does that fall off there? Yeah. So, paper gasket, and that should be not going to bend anything on there. No, it goes on this side. Yeah, that side. Okay. Right, don't lose that. There's 2 screws down there. You see the pipe coming out from the tank. I want to get below that. Okay. Give me the camera again. Let's take you through the camera again, better view. Okay, so fingers crossed, there's 2 last screws here, or Torx, that will get it off. I need a head torch. One here. I'll loosen them a little bit and see what starts moving, because I'm worried that there's stuff attached to it from the other side, or what. It looks quite close to here. Right, I'll loosen it a bit. Any movement? No, we don't. I mean, this end is actually, looks like it's screwed to the cylinder itself, this, but I don't know how you get the screws from this side. You're looking at my head again, probably. Where I need to get to is just under there. Pain in the arse. There's probably people shouting at me saying, "Oh no, I know to that part." Yeah, those screws hold that bit down, which is not what I want to get off, is it? That holds that, which is attached to the cylinder head, and I can't get to that from this side. Okay. Oh, there's a date stamp on it. Which I can't read. Anyway, I shall continue digging until I work out how to get this bit off here. Okay, after a lot of, what's the word, deliberation? Basically faffing. I'm trying to work out how I'm going to get this pipe back on here, because I can't get from the top without moving a lot of stuff out of the way. I can't get from there. So my next idea is, I think I've just got enough reach, and I'm going to try to, with a little 8mm spanner, try to push it on like that, and then hopefully, because it won't go through that end, you see, but this end will, luckily. So hopefully I'm going to get it on. Wish me luck. I will be screaming a lot in this video, so wish me luck. Oh, it's such a small aperture, I cannot on earth, for the love of me, see much what I'm doing. I'm not too high, because the two pipes are very close together as well. think we're on. Let me get this. If I get it off now, the screwdriver. This end. Sorry, it's not a screwdriver, it's a spanner, isn't it? Silly me. So I'll squeeze out the end now. Oh, there you come. Got it on. Put that pipe down again. So it should be floating around in there. Look at that pipe. I can probably get on a team it more. She's on. Maybe you didn't just see my head then, but there you go. If that pipe ever comes off for you, all you need is an 8mm spanner. Hooray! Right, so now I fixed that problem, I've got to put put the car back on now, which I needlessly, it seemed, took apart. Other than being a bit dusty, well, not dusty, sort of sawdust, it looks pretty clean, so I'm not going to bother cleaning it. It looks, honestly, looks spotless. I really don't think this is done much work. I wouldn't be surprised if that pipe wasn't put on properly at the factory and it just fell off shortly after being used. I mean, it's so clean. I mean, I can't really show you now, but even the top of the piston, there's no carbon in it at all. So I imagine you used it once and then just, you know. Anyway, I shall endeavour to put this back together. Where'd that screw come from? Oh, there. Good. Put it back together now. I shall speed up for you, but here I go. I remember what goes where. Balls. That's that side. Yep. Which bit goes where? Yeah, that's the throttle. Okay. Choke. Actually, let's put the paps on first. That's a big one. That one goes to the bottom. All the way on. Yep. It's a little vacuumy one. Yep. This yeah, what should I call it? That one there. This one goes on there somehow. It's on there. Throttle. Second, wasn't it? There, voila. But that's got to go in. There first. That's got to go on this next, isn't it? Yep. It goes down there. You need to get the gasket in, then that goes on top of that, doesn't it? On the end. Is that right? On the end of there. Yeah. This cable needs to be a little bit more. It's a bit of a fiddly bugger. I must go on after. So let's get this on first because the cable goes through there, in there. a bit like a bicycle cable, that is. There you go, goes in there like that. And it's got to go in there, second one in. Fill a little sod. That's it. This goes on the end. Put the screws in, and then one screw at a time. On you go, you bugger. Come on. This is wait. This is a fiddle little thing. Come on. Of course. That's a little git. Come on, in you go. Going through, good. Got to go through here, through the other side. It's a little bit annoying that he's threading through there. I want to get these so just further enough that I can get the gasket on. And that cable doesn't want to be in there, does it? Right, here you come. That's it. There you come. Good lad. Coming out the other side, which is good. Then I can put the gasket over the threads. I'll keep it in there. Oh, put it all the way down there. Squeezy. Oh, of course, because it popped in as well, isn't it? Okay, so which way did this gasket go on? A couple of dimples in it. On this side, so it's that way. Okay, so on there, let's go a little bit more. The chaos! I've got to pop it in, and at the same time I've got to click in this ball cord. In you go. So that roughly the right area. Yep. Are we in there? Are we going in? There we are. We're okay. Actually, last thing you want here is air leaks. That thread's going in okay. Gasket's all right still. Wrong one. does it. Yeah, that's clipped into place as well. Remember, these are all aluminium and plastic, so it doesn't usually that tight. About there. About there. Make sure the cables work. Throttle. Choke. Good. Now what else we got on here? Cool, so fingers crossed in the morning, because it is 20 to midnight. Fingers crossed in the morning, I'm going to pop some 40 to 1 oil in this. No, sorry, not oil, 40 to 1 premix. Pump, 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 and hopefully it will start. Fingers crossed, I shall join you then. Okay, so you join me the next day, or next morning. Sorry for the lights a bit up and down, hopefully my camera can adjust. So, I've not done anything since yesterday, so got some 40 to 1, 2-stroke, little funnel. Let's pop some fuel in here. Doubt this takes much. All to the brim. And so, a bit of prime while it's on its side. I've read some basic instructions to do this 10 times. Here, pressurised there, so let's presume that's this off there. So make sure you can still see me. It's quite dark, aren't you? Try that. Right, let's check out. Looks like we're peeing out fuel. Check, where's it leaking from? Either way, that's not good. Okay, so even with the prime, which seems to pressurise the system, there doesn't seem to be any fuel getting through. Okay, it does start with a bit of fuel directly into the inlet and the choke on. He says. And that's about all we're getting. So, I think I need to check the fuel again. Maybe I was a bit over enthusiastic, thinking that the carb will be clean. basically there's something wrong here. Looks like I'm going to take the carpet apart.